Hey everybody, this is Coach Patrick with Shimeru Judo Jiu Jitsu Club. I wanted to make another brief video to give you a rundown of the rules. I get this question quite a lot, and I just thought it would be helpful to give you a brief rundown with a little bit of explanation. The first rule is our biggest rule. It's primarily for parents that bring their kids in. That rule is no coaching. Not only do we prefer that you don't coach, we really prefer that you don't even really interact with your child while they're on the mat. Now, the reason for that is primarily because children very much want to please their parents and they really care what you're thinking about. So it's very distracting for them when their parents are talking to them, and it's very hard to get their attention. So you might be behind the kid and you're telling them to pay attention, do this and that, or what I see from our perspective is the kid really they just want to make eye contact. They want to see the look that's on your face and everything else. And it's hard to keep their attention and makes it harder for them to learn. So best is feel free to be in the class, of course, but read a book, be on your phone, fade to the background so they feel like they're just kind of in the zone and don't have anything to worry about. That leads to the best learning environment for the kid. Second rule is, and many of these rules are hygiene based. Please make sure that whoever's participating in the class is clean when you come to class, okay? Have trimmed nails. Please don't have any long fake nails. That's dangerous for yourself and whoever you're sparring or working with. Nobody wants to get cut up with some Wolverine nails, so please trim them. And again, keep yourself clean, clean hair, clean skin, all that kind of stuff. Clean feet, because we are all going to be on the mat, rolling all over the place. We don't want to ever track anything onto the mat, which is why we have our no shoes ever on the mat policy. And at the same time, if you're walking barefoot outside or off the mat, well, now all of that debris and whatever is being tracked onto the mat, so we don't allow for that. Secondly, women, please no makeup. And for kids, no temporary hair dyes. The reality is that stuff comes off onto people's gis. And a lot of people, they spend a good amount of money to buy nice gis, and they'd rather not have foundation or lipstick, or one of my nice gis got some kid's red hair dye all over it for some fun Friday thing at school or whatever, and it can really ruin a gi. Thankfully I have 1,000 of them, so I don't really care, but other people maybe aren't in the same situation, so let's abide by that rule and make sure we keep everybody's gis clean. Secondly, there are some traditions in Jiu-Jitsu and Judo that are very much worth keeping, and one of those is to honor the mat space. And in that regard, we always bow when we get on the mat, we always bow when we get off the mat. Additionally, there's a ton of bowing in this sport. Additionally, if you are late and you miss the bow in to start the class, you need to come and bow to the coaches as a sign of respect and then join the class. Same goes for if you need to leave early. We understand everybody has busy schedules. Some people play multiple sports, or you have other kids in other sports. No big deal if you have to leave early. Notify the coaches, bow to them before you leave. Next one, safety. We don't allow any big slamming. So if you stand up in somebody's guard, you cannot slam them to the ground. That is not safe for anybody. The person being slammed, even yourself or other kids who might be around and in the way of somebody getting slammed. We obviously don't allow any biting. A big one is you cannot grab single digits, but you can grab hands. You can grab fingers. You just cannot grab them individually, because that's just dangerous. Obviously, the big things, no eye gouging, no groin punching or anything crazy like that. It is a grappling sport, so we don't allow any of that crazy stuff. Another big thing, we have been very, very blessed with a very few number of injuries, but one of the reasons is because we abide by common sense rules that keep people from being injured. There are some places where you can go, or people who don't know better might hang out in the middle of the mat, just kind of sitting down with their arms back, having a conversation while other people are sparring. It's very dangerous to have your back to any action, because if somebody falls or trips or gets thrown or anything like that, they could land the wrong way on your elbow or hit your head or anything, and now you're going to get injured in a very avoidable way. So if sparring is happening, whenever you are not sparring, you have to have your back to the wall so that you are forward facing to all of the action. So that's a very important one. Next one is we like to have a very clean gym here so that it's accommodating to all people who come. Now, we don't have any crazy rules like you can't eat, you can't do any of that stuff, but if you make a mess, just do us a favor and clean it up. If you need help, that's fine. We have brooms and vacuums, so if your kid is snacking on the most crumbliest cookie of all time and now there's just debris everywhere, okay, cool, just let us know so we can clean it up or give you something to clean it up. Same goes to the bathrooms. Kids who are 5 or under probably shouldn't be in there by themselves, and if they do, just check it when they're done. They love to make a mess. I'll just leave it there. If you're somebody that applies to, then you have a kid and you know exactly the kind of messes that they make. And again, we just want to keep the facility clean for the next member who goes in there. Another big one, during coaching sessions, like when you're receiving instructions, please don't talk. If you have a question, then raise your hand. But we all know it's rude to interrupt, number one, but you're probably distracting other people who are next to you who are trying to listen to all the details that we get during instruction. So just abide by that simple rule. If there is coaching going on, other people shouldn't be speaking unless, of course, you have a question, in which case, just raise your hand. And then, yeah, that's basically all of the big rules. There are other things that aren't quite rules, but they're etiquette. So I'm going to make another video that we'll put on the YouTube page and just kind of run you through some of the things you should watch out for as somebody new coming into the sport who doesn't have a lot of background. You don't know what things are okay, what things are maybe looked down upon. If you're ever not sure, just feel free to ask. We're a very accommodating, easygoing gym. You can ask me just about anything, and it's probably something I've heard before, and no stress at all. So if you have any additional questions and you want to ask before you come for any reason, feel free to reach out through call, text, email, whatever you want, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. Until then, hope to see you here as soon as you can, and we'll get you going at some jiu-jitsu. Take care.